Why aren't you guys working? Why would we be? It's not like we'd get a family and a house out of it. This and I refuse to work for less than $100,000 a year, anything else is poverty level. Average age of a surveyor in the US is 67, there's like 5 jobs for every associate's graduate in that field, don't even get me started on GIS and geomatics. Average house requires 6 figures to buy. America needs to stop treating men like poop Lamau. No, I won't go to work, yes I will trade crypto all day with Mum Visa, yes I will buy drugs with my winnings, I will not re-enter society, I'm not even white, cope and seethe, go find someone else to run your pyramid scheme. I'd rather get paid browsing biz. Refuse to hire men than complain when they aren't working. Why should I work? I make $14 and if I was making $140 an hour I wouldn't be any happier. I guess America should have been nice to prime age men. There's absolutely no point. It's mathematically impossible to beat inflation, to save, retire, buy a home, etc. The winning move is not to play. Prime ag men get treated like dog poop, that's why. Mostly sedation via internet coupled with alternative avenues of survival, parents, gebucks. Some are caught by no pink snapper, house prices, degeneracy, demoralization. Wonder when the men will get tired of being strung along via pacification, honestly interested to see who'll wield them. Men, like token, not required. Reorganize entire workforce to bend over backwards to hire women, dumpster all male applications, complain that you need men working, Lamau. I don't support the views of any Rand, but this imagery is spot on. Why struggle when the people hate you and the goalpost gets further away every year? Just want to say to everyone in this thread, you're based and I love you as brothers, let this stuff rot. Vaccine mandate and the way I watched society egg it on and call for eliminating the unvaccinated from society completely destroyed my trust in society. If you read Vaclav Smil, you'll know that progress and civilization has been based on mankind figuring out how to obtain the most resources by using the least energy. As a NEET, I now obtain exactly the same resources by doing nothing than I would if I had to travel to work, then work and travel home. I can also save more as my expenses are less. Plowing a field with oxen was much harder and more inefficient than using a tractor burning oil. Being a soldier and killing your enemy with a sword was much harder and inefficient than lighting the fuse on a cannon. That's the sign of the progress of civilization. Being more intelligent and figuring out how to maximize your resources but using the minimum of energy. It's a sign of intelligence. I explain this to people and they don't seem to get it. It's not my fault I'm smarter than everyone else. Nah, I'll just use crypto to pay rent, live 5 minutes from a ski resort and work at a couple bars for cash and social opportunities. Thank though let it flipping burn friends. My wages stagnated, I'm not using my $10,000 in tools in 160-degree cramped attics for less than 6 figures ever again. Customers and companies need to start paying again, screw $25 an hour. Why would I work for someone else's profit when I can work for myself and household? No one wants to hire. Modern culture has just outright abandoned young men, so why would they? I say this as someone who has a king-wagey job, so it's not cope. Mass immigration has made low-need jobs unavailable, terrible paying and low status. When I grew up in my all-white city in the 90s, no job was humiliating to work. Now if you apply to be a factory worker, you'd be surrounded by Arabs who don't want you there and don't speak English. White men are insanely discriminated against all the way through education to hiring to workplace advancement schemes. So you're putting in more effort to get less in an environment that will only look to punish you. It's also a very officious and feminized environment now. It offers very little to men. Then we have the wider cultural issues. We've disenfranchised young men from their countries and identities. Media and government tells them to the future is everything opposed to them, and in fact that's the truth. So aside from all workplace issues, people don't feel like they have any identification and duty to community because they just outright don't. Any person who says why are young men checking out? Needs to be skull-fucked with a claw hammer. It's disingenuous and only designed as a last-ditch attempt to wring more blood out via shaming. If I were a totally objective person who wanted to win right now, I'd maximize drain on society and have as many kids as possible as recklessly as possible and wait for biological reality of offspring to triumph over social reality. Selfish boomers hoard all wealth and destroy economy. Millennials and Gen X completely screwed financially. Men realizing they could work entire lifetime and would barely be able to own a home. Education system ridiculing manual labor since young age. Outsource all manual labor jobs to immigrants and overseas, and now automation. Feminist society constantly attacking men, forcing shame, guilty and self-hatred on young white men. Feminist double standard always talking about male privilege but never about female privilege when young females are far more socially powerful and rewarded for just having pink snapper, constant positive psychological feedback loop, always have men to fall back on, whereas a male figure has no one to turn to. Biological reality, women in their prime 15 to 20 while men at 30 to 35. Imbalance, women get a better head start to thrive but most men are late bloomers, men save while women spend, etc. Diversity quote and active discrimination against young white men in favor of women, blacks, etc. Women thriving in meaningless office jobs owning the HR pipeline. Complete destruction of traditional values and family unit, men's incentive to provide. Divorces encourage women to raise boys without father figures, young boys without role models, guidance and with endless undiagnosed mental health issues as a result. All dating data/stats studies how young white males are not having sex anymore, the whole Tinder/Insta thought pink snapper inflation ego bubble. The disappearance of meaningful careers replaced by BS temp jobs, Uberization, etc. Young males just completely demoralized financially, romantically, ideologically, sexually. Freely available dopamine replacement poison like porn and video games, letting men experience a false sense of purpose and release for no effort as escapism from miserable lonely lives. Why aren't they working? No pink snapper, no work. No pink snapper, no taxes. No work offers what I want, paid commute. I'm trying to, but apparently entry-level jobs aren't actually entry-level. I'm not motivated to play stupid games. Most people don't meet education/experience requirements for good available jobs. I'm getting my MS in materials science and engineering next month, and every relevant company I look at I find 3 to 6 jobs I'm interested in and qualified for. Education is the only form of social mobility left. Screw America, screw society, you have nothing to offer me. I will live within my means, work gigs I feel like working, day trade and claim as many tax exemptions as I possibly can. Let it burn, it's too sick to survive. I'm looking for work but can't even get a response. I'd take a minimum wage help desk job if it was offering to me at this point. All the jobs up here in Canada only hire immigrants or women though. Would rather need and leech off the government than go stack boxes, flip burgers or cold call boomers all day. No opportunity, nobody can afford to train on the job anymore. I'm basically not unhireable in this market, my fresh skills aren't well trained enough and I don't have nearly enough work experience. Rather than participate in the clown show that's applying for jobs and attending interviews, I'd rather save my time and energy, using it to pursue things besides traditional employment. It couldn't be that home prices, dating market, depressed wages, and rate of sexless men isn't related to men dropping out of the workforce. No way that could be the case. What do you mean you don't want to compete with third worlders for your wages and with millionaires for a house? Prime age men, 30 to 45, are leaving the US for non-cuck nations where they can actually accumulate wealth. I know 4 dudes personally who exited their companies and have moved to Asia or Dubai. One of them sold their SaaS for a tidy $60 million. Moved to Dubai from Texas and even went as far as renouncing their US citizenship so they never have to deal with IRS again. Imagine paying taxes to a country you don't even live in. Clown stuff. If you're not actively looking to leave, no matter your financial situation, you're very likely dumb. Listen, I just don't want to work for people that hate me. Why? Women don't respect you. Your boss doesn't respect you. If you're straight or white, society doesn't respect you. Screw you, I'm going to be frugal as heck and bet on shit coins. I thought women were the future? Screw you, pay me to meet my basic physical needs, thrive in personal life outside of work and save for 20 years of retirement and EOL care inclusive with just a little discretionary spending figured in. Don't like it? Eat my bullet. If they needed it they'd put the incentive in there. Hard to get a house, hard to get pink snapper for average dude, everything through the roof expensive, government has eyes on me 24/7 on every single electronic device, also gives billions away to third world countries. People who think they're a cat gender get same respect as me. Women thinking their role isn't to be a mother, etc. Why should I be working again? LMFAO, yeah, no thanks. Okay, the country needs more labor? Pay more for it. Literally the most basic of basics of how markets work. It's always said that no one is entitled to anything. Just get women and the top 5% of men to do everything. I'm told they're just plain better than everyone else, so it should be no problem. I fill out applications to any job I can and I still don't get any response. I swear that most girls that hated me in high school are in the HR departments of businesses and companies I want to work for. Not many jobs exist in my local area. I haven't found a job ever in the country that I live in. I always have to commute more than 30 minutes for the prospect of a job. I swear those biznatches be throwing my job applications out the window or into the shredder. Social contract has been severed. Simple as. I was got burnt out in a demanding job and couldn't live in the city I was in. Taking a break at the folks' place like I guess a lot of 30-ish-year-old people are doing these days. Be nice to find a long-term part-time position that didn't pay dog poop. I'm not working because they just take it out as taxes each time I get paid. Reduce income tax to 0, maybe we'll talk. Why would I put up with that bullcrap when I have no stake in society? Working for nothing because my bills just eat it up. If it's not paying at least $150K a year, I'm not doing it, because 8 out of 10s and 9s out of 10s only boink guys with BMWs and Mercedes now. Atlas shrugged. Because I don't have to, and I resent them for thinking they could force me through those years of school and get a productive worker out of it. I win, get screwed. I'll never be able to buy a home, might as well just wait 5 to 10 more years to inherit my parents' home. Do any businesses still train first-time workers?